Alright, okay, look. I'm always astonished by like all of the Sonic characters simply because there's so many of them. All different colors, sizes, personality. It's honestly why a lot of people like Sonic so much. Sure, some are more interesting than others, but the characters are diverse and serve some kind of purpose. Unfortunately though, not all of them get their shine or spotlight. Hell, we see that today. All of the characters introduced from Sonic Adventure until Unleashed are nowhere to be found. It's like they're just not important anymore. Well, lucky for them, they at least got somewhere and were relevant at one point. More relevant than these guys, to say the least. Meet the most unfortunate group of Sonic characters. Starting with Ray, the Flying Squirrel, Fang the Sniper, and most famous, Mighty the Armadillo. Now, on the surface, there's nothing inherently wrong with these guys. I mean, they're unique animals. There are no other flying squirrels, armadillos, or weasels from my knowledge, and they all appeared in games. So where the hell have they been? Well, I think it's easy to understand why Sega doesn't give a shit about these characters. I want to give my 2 cents. First off, no one needs Ray. Where would he fit? I can't see him being anything other than a sidekick character. He already looks like a mix between Charmy and Tails, and he just screams generic. No one misses Ray. Fang, or Nack, is my favorite of the 3, and by far the most interesting. For one, he's a villain. That's an automatic yes. He looks nothing and behaves like no other character in the games right now. And I just love this guy. I'd love to see this guy in a main role one day, because I think he has serious potential. And finally, the fan favorite, Mighty, the Armadillo. I guess the appeal makes sense. I mean, he looks sorta cool, he was a part of Chaotix, and also starred in that obscure arcade game along with Ray. I think him being in Chaotix is what makes people want him back. I mean, in Heroes, they literally kicked this man out of the group. Maybe there was some infighting, or someone forgot to pay a fee, I don't know. But I do know that Charmy stayed, and Mighty stayed in 1995. Why is this? Why does this annoying character appear in Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic Colors, and Sonic Generations, while cool old Mighty over here gets to do nothing? Man, he didn't even get a Brawl sticker. Like one of those stickers from Brawl. He didn't even get one of those. Eraser Jin got a sticker. Eraser Jin. Not even a runner's cameo. Holy shit, Sega hates these characters. Well, for people asking those questions, let's actually look at Mighty. What is he? Based on the title screen, he's an armadillo that smiles. He seems happy to be around the other characters because he knows he gets to be the cool one. He gets to spin dash and roll like an armadillo, and bounce off walls, and be mighty. He's described as peaceful and caring. He loves to travel. He just wants to roll around the world and explore things. Is that too much to ask? Is that too much to ask? My guy just wants to roll around and explore the world. He's a nice guy that rolls around. He's everything you want out of a Sonic character. In fact, he reminds me a lot of Sonic himself. Like if Sonic had a scrap design or something, it'd probably be Mighty. Like the similarities are— Whoa! Oh my god, what are you talking about? He is? No way! No way! I can't believe this! Yeah, he's basically reject Sonic that got made into his own character, like Mortal Kombat style. Mighty might just be a tad overrated. Just a bit, just like a little bit, like a tad, like a really small amount, super tiny amount. I'm throwing that out there, you know, ideas, you know, opinions. What's sad about Mighty is not the very bland characterization they gave him, but the fact that he was placed in the only semi-relevant game he appeared in, primarily because Sonic couldn't be in it. He's basically on the same tier as Ray, except this guy was lucky enough to have 2 games. Yeah, that's it. Hell, Cream is more interesting. Now, there are plenty of comics that try to make him somewhat distinct. Like in the Archie comics, he's pretty brave, protective, and has some sort of temper. Kind of reminding me of Knuckles, but not exactly. No idea how that would fit into a Sonic title, as many would want. I guess if you want Mighty as a side character in Chaotix, being not Knuckles or not Sonic, the Mighty that has been built by the creators feels so unnecessary for any game in the future unless Chaotix is like the main focus. If there was a Chaotix game or spin-off. Or if you had a very unlikely Mighty spin-off, where it wouldn't matter who he copied, as long as he carries his own story. If we're talking main series like a Project 2017, I would rather see someone new. I do not care about Mighty in the slightest. He's not needed, especially with the personality he has. Which is why I would change that. In order to make Mighty work, we gotta make him bad. Yeah, you heard me. Yeah, in fact, let's change up his style a bit. Did we get that? There we go. Add a little evil here. Add a little change up its shoes a bit. You know, gotta make him look a bit more villainous. And we're gonna go ahead and add. So we have now the scarf's kind of overdone. All right, little accessories here and there. And yeah, we're good. And we're bad. You may be asking, why turn this classic, cool, innocent, established character into a villain? Well, Mighty may be cool in the comics, but he's not cool in the games. And that's mostly what I care about. We've gotten so many characters since Mighty vanished, all with different reasons for being there. It can be hard to really fit Mighty into any game that isn't a party game, to break up the pace between the millions of Eggman battles. Sonic often has a rival of some sort, someone who is not Dr. Eggman, causing all of the damage. Metal Sonic, Knuckles, Chaos, Shadow, Jet, the list goes on. Difference between a lot of these characters and my vision of Mighty is that they all turn good eventually and get the term rival. Knuckles and Shadow I consider good guys. Shadow is sorta mutual with people. I think he's good. I want Mighty to just be a villain. I don't want him to have any kind of arc where Sonic forgives him and they become friends for Mighty to just appear alongside in future games. I want him to be a fresh new villain. And how would I carry it out? What's his motive and personality? I want him to have the persona of a conceited, greedy, funny, sarcastic, rich guy. Yes, I want Mighty to be a wealthy, stubborn dude. Sorta like an early Tony Stark. It'd be a nice clash of personalities, a breath of fresh air in the games, by being a new take on a villain. Why is he rich all of a sudden? I'd love to imagine that upon being removed from chaotix, Mighty created his own business, leading to mass success. He becomes selfish and doesn't care about anyone but himself. The story of the game would follow as Mighty invites Sonic and friends to a group of islands, sort of like Kauai, to discuss an important matter. He explains that the inhabitants and animals living here are in danger because their ancient sun god is cursing them with deforestation and pollution. Mighty then claims that his company has been doing everything they could to help the people, but their power just is not enough. He requests Sonic and friends to lend them the Chaos Emeralds to help restore life back to the islands. After trusting Mighty, Sonic does so and enjoys the rest of the day there. That night, Sonic goes off to explore the islands while his friends are asleep. He comes back to find out they aren't there, and construction is taking place. Sonic eventually finds Mighty and discovers the truth. There was no curse put on the island. All of the problems listed earlier were done by Mighty and company to take over the land and extend his corporation. Having the Chaos Emeralds on his side would not only make him the most powerful man on Earth, but it would also keep them away from Sonic, who could potentially ruin his plans. He explains that all of his friends were captured while asleep and placed captive on different islands. Mighty sucks. This would introduce the first boss fight, similar to SA2, some sort of corporate military weapon. From here, it is up to Sonic to travel through each island or zone to free each friend. Each time you rescue a friend, they become playable, like the advanced games. Mighty tries to fight you on occasion with different types of machines and weapons. The ending? You can make it up yourself. I like to imagine that Mighty absorbs the Chaos Emeralds and becomes this powerful beast, and the main characters all have to finish him off. I don't know. The islanders are safe, Mighty gets arrested or something, and everyone lives happily ever after. He obviously wouldn't be playable in the story, but that's what the post-game is for. The trial modes. You know when you get to replay the game as other characters? Going back to the Spider-Man games, I definitely remember being able to play as Goblin, and Spider-Man 1 once you unlocked him. Same should apply here, and I'm honestly waiting for like a real game to do that. Sonic Lost World, Sonic Generations, I am looking at you. As far as abilities, I mean, what can you do? If we're talking boost, just make him like the other characters. I think he's a speed type, so just give him an extra ability and we're good. This is exactly how I would return Mighty. For many, this ruins the character because it's so different from what he is. But if I had to revive this character, it would be this way. It's fresh, it successfully puts him in the main role, and it makes him less of a boring good guy. Sure, this probably wouldn't make him a recurring character in the main series, but it'd be better than just sitting in obscurity. Also, that's just not how Sonic works. Outside of Eggman, he never really has the same villains back to back. And yeah, I don't think Mighty is all that interesting from what I've seen, but this is what I would do to reintroduce him. So yeah, bye.